G'day everyone, James here with JWN Lawn Care and Landscaping, bringing you another video.
Hey, we have to wear masks now whenever we leave home. Well, whenever we are, outside one of our own spaces, unless we're exercising and stuff. I'm just finishing up this one. Kind of sad today, not only because it's shit weather, but because it's the last day we're allowed to work. So basically, as of 11:59 PM tonight, it's Wednesday today, as of 11:59 PM, us down here in Victoria are going into a 6-week lockdown, because this virus shit's just getting out of control, man. And quite rightfully so. Our Premier's like, nah, screw it, let's just shut everything, get this over and done with, get everything under control. So yeah, finished up this one, done a few today. I don't know if you've seen this trailer yet. But if you haven't, we got a tilt trailer. So this is a 7x12, I think it is. So if you haven't seen one of these before, it basically tilts. That's why you've only got a mini ramp there. So we've got the grandstand on here. We got the got these nice racks, equipment defender racks. 8010 Honda. We got this Bush Ranger trimmer, which is really good. Big Echo, 7 hours on that now street. Alright, I finally got my 94 back too, which is awesome. So basically it's got a new starter on it now, because I had to drop it in for its 150-hour service. Yeah, and it's been there for a month and a half at Rob's. That's all good, Dad. So yeah, they did the services in like the first 2 days and ordered that new starter because the old one had like a hole in it and everything. But yeah, it took them a month and a half to get that damn starter, and then finally they got it in this week. He said, "Oh, come and pick it up," and the bastards had actually sent me the wrong one. So not only had it taken them a month and a half, it had taken them a month and a half to send me the wrong damn part, because I specifically ordered a non-easy starter because they're shit, and they sent a bloody easy start again. So I was not happy, and Rob's like, hold on, that's not right. So, because we figured out my HL94 hedge trimmer has just a normal starter on it, which I much prefer. And that FS94 for some reason has the easy start, which I think is demented. Because, yeah, it's like a grandpa's tool thing on a professional trimmer. It just doesn't make sense. Anyhow, so what he did was, we grabbed one of the HL94s that had the regular starter on it, pulled the starter off that, took the label off it, and then whacked it on my trimmer. So happy days, but they want like $90 for those starters. Like, fuck me. But you know, they gave me a good deal on it, so yeah.
Yeah, James thinks
No,
it
was all good. They're able to, get things by, which is nice. Send this customer a message, say we're done. But yeah, it sucks. I've had to message all these customers and be like, hey, sorry, we can't mow for 6 weeks now. And now I know some guys, especially in the US, getting all up their panties about, oh, you're not going to make me wear a mask, oh, it's against my rights, oh, I'm not going into lockdown, realistically, like, I'd rather be on the nice side of the law and just do what they fucking tell me to do. Like, okay, if you reckon masks don't work, not all of them, maybe not all of them do, but in either case, like, I got a good one, thankfully, so that's a good one. That will protect you a bit, but like, realistically, it's a small price to pay. Like, just wear the fucking mask. Stops you getting into trouble, stops you getting fined. What more do I have to say? What's this customer's name? Man, I can't even find him. Got so many messages. Hold on. So, I'm writing in on the 414. Jeez, so that's taken us nearly an hour. It's truth. We need to make a bit better progress than this, hey? But yeah, so like, I'm just going with the flow. Is it good that we have to shut? No, hell no. I hate that we have to shut, right? Because I've still got bills and everything coming through that need to be paid. But I've got no way of paying them because I'm not working for 6 weeks. But at the same time, I go, you know what? If we close up and we get these cases under control, we're at like 725 new ones just today, apparently, in Melbourne. And I go, you know what? You look at the rest of the country, right? New South Wales, they got like 4, 6. I can't remember how many they got. ACT's got none. Queensland has like 2, I think. Western Australia's got like none. Adelaide might have like 2 or 3. And then Victoria's like 700. So you can see why they're getting a bit pissed about it. I just figure, you know what? If this means if this means we can knock it on the head and just get it over and done with, then so be it, right? So at the moment we're kind of slated to reopen around September the 16th, which is good because that's kind of right at the start of our season. So I definitely don't want it extending anymore. I just want people to do the right thing so we can be done with it in 6 weeks rather than it dragging on and on and on and on. Because if this keeps going into our season, we're fucked. So yeah, I got some nice bush ranger merch. Hustler jacket, jeez, taking care of me, that's for sure. So yeah, I figured I might as well take you around on a couple of these. Good news is for you guys, it's going to give me a lot more time to do like editing and stuff, because yeah, I'm not really going to have anything else to do with my time, you know, work on a lot of aviation study, do all sorts of things. But yeah, really, everything's been flipped upside down now. So there's a lot of kind of things I'm trying to rethink and go, well, how's this going to work? Like, I was originally hoping to really build my business up a lot this year and then go into aviation next year, but at the moment it's looking like, well, no, I won't be. You know, Virgin's on the point of collapsing. They've, you know, pulled the pin on Tiger Air already. Qantas is laying off piles of people. It's not a good scene here. So I figure, based on what I'm hearing from people, it's probably going to be a good 5 years before I do anything good with aviation. And in that case, I figure, well, fuck it, let's just keep going with this, you know. I know lots of people like to have a just kind of solid plan and stick to that. But at the moment, as we're seeing, like, nothing's really certain. So we kind of just have to be able to be flexible and change as things progress. And so I'm shifting around priorities and going, well, what's going to be the best use of my time? What's going to help me the most? And so yeah, that's where we're at. So let's take you around to a few lawns. So we've just done number 3 now. Had a late start today. We started like 1:42 p.m. But yeah, thankfully there's not tons left. It's difficult when you've got kind of staggered jobs like we do, you know, they're not all at once and then you don't have anything for a few weeks and then they're all due again. So people that were mowed a couple of weeks back don't really want another cut now. So even though they'd normally be on a 3 or 4 week cycle, they're now having to be 8 weeks. And yeah, some are even worse than that, so it's kind of a bit of a balancing act. I'm trying to basically move everyone that was due next week and this week and just do them today. And thankfully, because it's winter, there's not tons of work. But yeah, I mean, we're a bit lucky with this weather. Like, it was raining before. It's really not looking that great. But I'm just hoping it stays nice for long enough that we can, you know, get these done, because once we at the end of today, that's it. Like, we're only allowed to work until 8, legally speaking, but it gets dark at, like, you know, 5:30 now, so realistically that's it. After that there's nothing else. So yeah, let's get a few more of these knocked out. Who have we got left to do? So We've done that one, finished. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got to move all these to the 16th of July, 16th of September. All the ones that have finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe just do another 5. That's going to be a struggle. Let's see how many we can get to. Because yeah, we're in a bad place if we don't get all these done. Thankfully, most of them are pretty small. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. Let us know how you guys are going and what the situation is in your area. I'm keen to know how you're all handling it. I know, obviously, America's just well, Jesus. America's not in the best place by the looks of things. We're not in the best place either. So just go up here and then left. So yeah, let's just get through this and we'll show you a few of these lawns, hey? We've got some McDonald's. Can you lift that box up please, Dad? It's the mask. Oh, Jesus.
I've been in all the ships.
Okay, here we go. We're at our big job again. So, put my mask on. There we go. Looks like this property is finally being cut. It's very short. We're just going to do the nature strip, I think. The trouble with this is because it's a big wet band around here. It gets a lot of rain. It all kind of flows down here. Which would be alright, except for the fact that then as a result, it makes everything extremely wet. So as you can see, I don't even think I could put the grandstand through this. Well, maybe I could, but I'll probably just whip it, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's super wet. Yeah, oh fuck. Yeah, no way. I got bogged 3 times here last time I was here with the John Deere. As you can see, whoever's gone through and mowed this joint, fuck, they must use this tractor. Street, yeah. You can see even here, left a mess. Yeah, they must have taken a tractor with the slasher in through this. Which honestly, a bit of a smart idea. The problem you get, all the construction vehicles drive up and down here. These are actually 2 separate blocks, so we mow this one. It looks like the poor bugger. Well, someone's driven through here and got bogged. Because yeah, you can see how wet it is. So, I think we got the ute bogged here at one point somewhere. You can see I got bogged there, I got bogged there, I got bogged down there. Thankfully, good old bloke over here with the little excavator was able to come over and pull us out. Yeah, look at these huge trucks. Now I know some of you will probably go off your tits and go, oh, that's so bad, oh, you know, how could you charge for that? Well, customer doesn't care, it's a vacant block, look at it. You know, this definitely isn't us. It's truth. Let's fucking made these. Bloody hell. That's deep as. Truck's driven through or something. Yeah, so we're definitely not cutting this. Doesn't need to be cut. We'll do the nature strip. Just edge it up and everything as best we can. Yeah. It's getting a bit late in the day. You do get a nice view from up here though. So yeah, doggy going. Okay. Yeah, it's very steep. See, I don't know if you can tell by looking at it. It's quite a slope. Steeper in some parts, but it's a doggy. Woof woof. Hello. Woof. Yeah, you can see all these areas where people have, you know, started losing grip. Jeez, I tell you, it's a bit of a trek. Far out. But this is the area, right, that I want to hit really hard. Hey, buddy. Dog. He's confused now. yeah, if you look around here, lovely view of everything. So that's the city over that way, shrouded in cloud a bit. All this acreage around here, right? This is kind of the area I really want to get into, because you know, this is what we can do really well. So I figure if I can get some more of these jobs, I'm set. Acreage mowing to go, man. Oh, all right, nearly there. Here we go. This is gorse bush. If you see one of these, don't touch it. Looks like a flower, but these are super, super, super sharp. And don't just fold out of the way, as you can see. See if I can grab one without spiking myself. Super needle sharp. They're actually really solid too. So if you hit them, don't just mush out of the way, they will actually hurt you. We've got them everywhere at our farm. We have to get a dude with a bobcat and like a forestry mulcher in. You just can't get rid of it. Yeah, look at this, beautiful. This is awesome. So we basically just mow up to here. We've been building something over the other side. So the construction trucks have been driving up and down. Alright. Yeah. There we go, and you can see quite a way down there. So it's a decent challenge. I'd hate to do this with the 42. I'd hate to do it with the 48 even. You didn't need a four-wheel drive machine like the John Deere to this sort of thing. See, well, these car properties, half an acre to an acre, awesome. Let you take a photo. That's perfect, man. Take a photo to send to all my buddies. Yeah, I like coming up here. Often when I like mow, I just stop up here for a bit. Admire the view. You can often see the city actually, because it's so cloudy. Oh, you can sort of just see it down over there. See a few buildings, but it's mostly covered in cloud. Melbourne's really hilly. Lots of rises and falls and everything everywhere. So yeah, but it's a lovely city. Whoop, it's just sad what's happening now. Now with all this COVID shutdown, but we have to do what we have to do. Like, you know, it is what it is. So just take it as it comes, right? You know, that's all you can do really. But yeah, nice view. Let's get this done. Dad's already down there working away. Yeah, I mean, the dude who came up here with the tractor's lucky, because that would actually, you know, do all right on this. But you get these big clumps of grass, see? This is getting real long, so it's good to actually got sorted out. That's cool, I didn't even notice. Lots of rolling hills, cows and everything. Lovely part of the world. Wouldn't mind a house up here if it wasn't so bloody far away from everything else. But there's some good developments going on, so see what you can find. I'll show you how we do this. So we're going to use the Bush Ranger L301 for this one. I've only got 4.6 hours on this at the moment. Really love it so far. I'll show you how it goes. It's really nice. 30 cc's. Does well, eh? This one. So, a bit difficult to kind of edge along here. Don't worry about that too much. But, you know, it works. It's really bumpy around here. Oh well. Do what you gotta do. Easy done. Yeah, not the best, but it just needs to be kind of sort of, you know, down, if you get what I mean. Alright, let's get the blower. So I haven't show you guys much today, I've just been too busy. Just trying to get it done. I hate these things. Not a big fan of echo blowers, but I do like this one. I wish they fix that bloody stop switch, eh? I'd set you back up here. And that's what I do, I'll blow the roadside first. So I'm facing the traffic so I can see what's coming. Can't blow the footpath afterwards. Also happens on like narrower nature strips, it's about twice as wide as a regular suburban nature strip. I find if you blow the road first, easy to get blown up and over onto the path, you can then disperse easily rather than going all over the road again. What they're doing with a nature strip for the customer next door. This is the guy that helped me out, so I guess he should return the favour. That's nice of him, might help him out. Round two. going backwards a lot here. That's because I find it leaves a bit of a cleaner cut when you trim back. Just because when the clippings are thrown kind of back towards you by the head, as you're going back, it kind of cuts them up a bit more. So it leaves it a bit cleaner, I find. But going forward, what it's doing just means everything's left at your feet. So the clippings are a bit bigger. Personal preference, really. Get going. That's not bad.
Huh?
You can see with the 30cc, it has a good big grunt. But with even the 94, that did alright there too. This will just as alright. I'll blow this off quickly.
Just want to do a quick edge or not?
So not bad. Gets the job done. It's pretty good, honestly. I'm happy to have that 94 back. It's a good trimmer. I like these two. Got my little spool rack here. That's nice. Pat it. Easy done. Alright, simples. On to the next one. I think this might be have to be our last. The next one's just a quick and easy block mow. Away we go.
Tell you what, we're pressed for time here. So we're coming up to our other vacant block job now. This is a nice and easy one. I reckon this will be about, let's see if we can get it done in 10. Should be nice and easy. We can normally do it in 20, so yeah, it should be pretty simple. Let's talk about that bush ranger quickly. What are your first thoughts on it, Dad? Do you like it?
Oh, it's nice and light, that's for sure.
It's nice and light.
Good to handle.
Oh, there it is. Tony, why have they got a political sign on there? Fuck my cough out of here. Alright. Okay, who the hell's Tony Holland? Who knows, who cares? Yeah, maybe you go forward a bit more, yeah.
What do we turn them off?
Nah, she'll be right, just go forward a bit more. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I really like that bush ranger, hey. It's light, but it's powerful, so it's like as light, if not, I reckon it's a bit lighter than the 94, but it's got like 30 cc's instead of 24, so I love it. So let's write these details in. Michael, that's not how you spell Michael, that's mulch arc. Michael, alright, it is 5:39. We're actually lucky today because normally it's like dark by now, right? But looks like we're being given a little bit of leeway, which is nice. Try and hold your AirPod in. I gotta get myself new earphones. I think I'm gonna order some ISO tuners because my other earphones are like dead. Wire's broken on them. Okay, so I'll set the camera up and we'll buzz this one out real quick.
Right, before we do this, I'm going to show you how this tilt trailer works, okay? So if you haven't seen one before, this is how we come off. Right, so pretty nifty, huh? Just pivots up, and then we drive back on, pivots down again. No, it does. I really like this GrandStand too, where this guy. mod this thing so fast. Okay, let's set you up. Get moving. There we go. I was going a bit fast there, but I just want to get it done, right? We're cutting a bit short today, so we're on 2.5 inches, so plus the X blades, that brings it down to about 2 1/4. We normally cut this at about 2.5, that's okay. Yeah, just gotta get it done, hey? Right, finito. We're really running short on time now, but what can you do? We literally aren't allowed to work after this, so we have to get them done today. People give us some interesting looks about working so late. I mean, it's only like 6 PM. Technically speaking, we are allowed to work until 8, but I think it'll be a little late by then. It'll definitely be very dark, so I don't have any aspirations of going that late, but we do need to get these done. We just have to. So it'd be a lot nicer if we could actually run with the normal box trailer running this setup. It's very inefficient running a tilt trailer for a stand-on mower. But my ramps are broken. I was loading up the other day at the end of a job, and bang, the right-hand ramp snapped just above the weld. So I'm not happy at all about that because they're only a couple of months old and they weren't cheap. 680 kilo rating my ass, can't even hold a 400 kilo mower. Oh well, it's starting to rain now, so yeah, this tilt trailer is really handy though. I hope you guys can see how it's nice, not having to worry about any ramps or anything. Just flip the thing back there and then you're done. Doesn't mean you have to strap everything down though. Oh well, on to the next one, second last. Okay, so whilst we're on our way to our next one, whilst it's raining and dark, lovely combo, I thought I'd give you a quick little rundown on this whole Bush Ranger deal. So I know most of you probably haven't heard of them. They're an Australian brand. So if you think back to Shindaiwa, the company that owns and distributes Bush Ranger, Roy Gripsky and Sons, who also run Power Up Lawn Care and GA Spares, they were the original importers and distributors of Shindaiwa and Echo products into Australia. And that was like way back, like I think like 80s, 90s, around then. They were the first distributors, and they actually, the owner of Gripsky's, sat down with the Shindaiwa guys and designed a whole bunch of machines
specifically for Australia. And many of those you'll still see operating to this day. They only actually stopped selling them, most stores have only stopped selling them in the past couple of months. They've been superseded by the new Shindawa models, and a couple of the new Echo ones like that PB8010, but most of the new Echoes aren't coming to Australia except for a select couple of dealers. And so basically when Echo and Shindawa got taken over by another brand for distribution here, Gripskis were like, well, okay, you know what, let's try our
turn left onto Fern Tree Gully Road towards Eastlink.
Let's try our own game. And so what they did is they took a number of elements that they realised had worked really well on the Shindawas that they designed and put them into their own units. Now if you do look at that Bush Ranger trimmer, you would have noticed it's actually very similar to a Maruyama one, and that's because it basically is a Maruyama. So they use Maruyama and Kawasaki engines on their trimmers, and I believe they've also got, they've got Kawasaki options on their multi-tools as well. So they've got some pretty good offerings. They make kind of the whole bottom section, but then they use an external manufacturer's engine, which I think when you're dealing with pretty good companies like Maruyama and Kawasaki, I reckon that's a good idea, you know, rather than trying to sort of come up with something yourself. Now, I'm doing a bit of work with the Gripskis guys, not specifically with Bush Ranger, but with Gripskis as a whole. So that's how I got this Hustler jacket and everything, because they also distribute Hustler in Australia. So yeah, I ended up, that demo day I did with them down at Laverton, where I tried out some of those machines, had a look inside their warehouse. That's the Gripskis Melbourne warehouse and GA spares. So yeah, they invited me down there, and so I've kind of been working with them pretty closely ever since. So yeah, it's opened up a lot of really good opportunities with them.
Turn right to merge onto Eastlink towards Ringwood.
So it does want you to go Eastlink. So basically, I've been doing some testing for them. I've been doing some reviews with them. I've got this trimmer, right, and so yeah, I'm really liking it. It's my first actual Bush Ranger machine that I've got. I've kind of looked at them for a little bit, but I've kind of been like, I don't know, I like my Stihls, you know, but let's give it a crack. And I'm so glad I did. So whilst my FS94 has been in the shop, Rob actually gave me one of his Bush Rangers that he has there as kind of a spare machine to give to people if their machine's stuck in the shop waiting for parts.
Turn right to merge onto Eastlink towards Ringwood.
And excuse me. And he's like, oh, take this out and give it a run, see what you think. And so I took out the 231. So there's kind of a bunch of different levels. The L231, which is pretty comparable to the FS94 in terms of weight, power, and everything else. There's the L261, which is 26 cc's, I think, and then there's an L301. Now you'll actually remember, if you go back a while, I did a demo on an L261 ages ago too. Took that out for the weekend and everything. I really liked that machine. I liked this 231 too. And it's quite good because I've noticed with the Stihls, as you go up in power, the weight increases dramatically too. So you can have a really powerful machine like the FS131, for instance, or even the FS130, but it weighs an absolute ton. So you got a lot of guts in there, but you really pay for it in the weight. Whereas a machine like this, you still got a lot of that power there, but it's actually the same weight as say smaller machines. So I really like how they've done that. I'm not entirely sure how they've actually managed to get that result, but however they've done it, I love it. There's some things I love, there's some things I don't love on this machine.
Turn right.
The handle, I think, could be a bit nicer. You know, I quite like the Stihl handles, you know, just the way they're shaped and the way, you know, they're kind of really moulded well to fit the operator's hand. These ones are pretty good as well, nice rubber handle and everything, but I just think cosmetically could be a little bit nicer. I hate the stop switch on them, but, you know, they're actually working on changing that, which is good. They're working with Maruyama to get that switched over to an auto return, because at the moment it's just the, you know, regular switch. I hate those switches, you guys know me. you might have noticed there's a couple of little wires kind of sticking out the side of the engine there on the air filter side. I'm not entirely sure what they're for, or why they're sticking out.
Take exit 14 onto Baronia Road and 36.
I do quite like the Stihl design where it's all just in one of those little tubes. All the wires go into the engine. They're safe, they're away, they're not going to get damaged, frayed, anything else, zap you or whatever. You know, that's quite good. I like how Stihl's done that. So I think maybe that could be done on the Bush Ranger as well. Just keep all that wiring out of the way, away from the operator, because you're just liable to getting them frayed a bit and then they shock you or whatever, you know, that sort of thing happens. What else? I mean, good part about it is, and the Shindaiwas had this same feature, removing that top cover is really, really easy. I'm sure you guys can't even bloody see me now, but I'll try and turn my phone brightness up. Hopefully you can see me a bit now there. I really like how the cover, it's just one screw to take the cover off, unlike the Stihls where I'm often having to take the covers off so that I can put like our hour meters on, because obviously the Stihl, it's good in a way, having everything kind of tucked out of the operator's you know, hands underneath covers and everything. But at the same time, when you go to do maintenance or repairs, it becomes a nightmare, because you've got to take off like 7 different bolts or screws to actually get just the one cover off, and then you can get to everything. So I do like that on the Bush Ranger, it's just one little screw on the top, you undo that, and then the whole cover comes off. Simple. I like how they've done the exhaust. I'll go through kind of more in depth, but they've got like these little things on the exhaust, I think, to draw more air in from around it, so it mixes in, dilutes the exhaust a little bit more. I think that's a cool idea. And they've also got a nice like mufflery idea inside there too. So pretty quiet machine. They run really smoothly. You guys will have heard. You know, it's a bit hit and miss starting, I've found. But whether that's just because I'm used to the auto choke on the Stihls, or whether it's because the machine's breaking in, or when, I don't know. But I know a number of guys who run them and are really happy with them, so I'm just going to take it as it is and, you know, let it be.
In 2 kilometres, take exit 14 onto Baronia Road and 36.
Alright, thank you, Siros. So, yeah, there's a number of things with it. It's got a speed feed head too, but they've actually done their own style of speed feed. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship with that. I like how, I'll have to kind of make a more in-depth video showing you all these, but they've got a little metal button on the bottom, on the base of the bump cap, so that when you tap the head, it's not wearing out that plastic, because we all know with the regular speed feed heads, you know, those plastic caps wear out really fast when you're hitting them on concrete or whatever. So that's why they've put this little metal bit on, so that when you tap it, it wears that first, so it's a bit more durable. I like that idea. On the downside, it does mean they've got a bit of a smaller head, so you can't take as much cord. And I also don't like how it winds. It feels pretty stiff to wind, whereas the Shindaiwa speed feeds are really nice and easy. You know, they're pretty easy to twist.
Take exit 14 onto Baronia Road and 36.
And also, when you feed the cord through, the cord on the Bush Ranger speed feed has to kind of go around the sort of middle area, so you can't quite see if you've got it done right. And again, I guess that's a bit of a learning curve, but I'm so used to the
turn onto Baronia Road towards Vermont.
The Shindaiwa ones where you can, you know, see right through when you feed it, so you can just poke it through and then, you know, pull it across and be done. But I mean, overall, I'm really liking it. I think they're a really, really good unit, you know, value for money wise and everything, because you got a lot of power available, but there's also the ability to control that power. Now, something like the FS131, yes, you could go and use that all day.
Turn left onto
the issue you have with them is that they're quite heavy, and there's just not really much control. So with those 4 mixers, it's kind of, you can feather them, but for the most part they're kind of all or nothing. And so that can make things difficult when you're on a, you know, tight access residential property. You really don't want to be going full revs around, you know, rocks, mulched beds, all that sort of stuff, because you're going to do a lot of damage. So that's why I love the Bush Ranger, because it's got, you know, a lot of that power available, but you can also control it with a lot more finesse, and you can sort of pick the range you want. Now, they do recommend running these at full throttle whenever possible, because with the new carbs on them, I was actually speaking to the general manager of Gripski's, who I deal with a fair bit, Paul, up in Queensland, and he was saying to me that it's best with these new emissions compliant carburetors they've had to put on them, and the like mufflers or something, that they're best run at full revs so that it burns off the, the carbon or whatever. Whereas if you run it at lower revs, it doesn't. So I don't know the internals of that. I'll let them explain it at some point when I next get to see them, but obviously that won't be for at least 6 weeks. But yeah, it's a really good choice of a trimmer. It's a little bit pricey at $789, but realistically, most of your other machines of a comparable size, power-wise and so on, are going to be around that anyhow. So I figure, well, you know, it's a good unit, because it means that you don't have to have multiple different machines on your trailer. You can actually use that for everything, really. If you're a solo operator, I'd definitely recommend one of them. Again, they're a new and evolving company, so they're basically just seeing what works and what doesn't, and you know, they're constantly making changes and everything so they can get the best product possible, which I really like. So yeah, we're nearly at this next property, which is good.
Turn left onto Elbow Road towards Burwood.
Yeah, that's just a bit of an overview. I mean, if I had to pick between the FS94 and one of these, I'd definitely go the L301. It's more comfortable, it's just as light, it's got a lot more power, it's easy to start. That is something I actually have noticed with the FS94. It does get a bit temperamental when it starts. I like that new starter on it, but that doesn't, you know, help the problem much. But you know, it is what it is. They're obviously in different price ranges, different categories and stuff, one being like 24cc's, one being 30. But yeah, if you've got a Bush Ranger dealer near you, I definitely recommend having a look at them, because you know, they've got a lot of interesting new machines coming in, and if you want to get hold of some Kawasaki machines, they're the way to go, because Kawasaki, as you all know, doesn't make any more of their own handheld tools, but they are still supplying engines to guys like Bush Ranger, who then whack them on their trimmers. So it means you can still have a Kawasaki trimmer, but it doesn't have to be, you know, fully Kawasaki. So yeah, all right. I honestly don't think there's going to be much point filming these next couple, because it's dark, very dark. So I think we'll leave it there. I might pick it up again when we get home, just kind of go over some more stuff. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright, finally back at 7:29 we finished the last job, which is good, because the other part of this is we have an 8 PM curfew. So we have to be all back inside at 8 PM. And I think it goes until 5 AM or something like that. Anyhow, nicely covered in dog shit and grass from that last job. We just whipped the last two out. We didn't even bother bloody mowing them, because, you know, just too much noise. God, I hate this. I really do. But that's what happens when you know, try and put 3 weeks of work into one. Well, not even 2 days. But we got them finished. That's the important part. Yeah, I don't even know how things are going to be when we're allowed to start work again. That's going to be horrific. You know, I really don't know how we're going to actually recover. Because there's going to be a lot of these gardens that really can't be left for 6 weeks. And as I said earlier, some of them will have to be left for more. So, look, I mean, we just need to get this thing over and done with, right? So, yeah, I'm going to have plenty of time to edit content and make videos and stuff. I'm hoping I can get a new computer soon too, and once I can get my flight sim, because they're releasing the new flight simulator in like 8 days. We've got the pre-orders open for Flight Simulator 2020, which is going to be awesome, but I need a computer that can actually run it, because my current one would absolutely die just looking at that. Yeah, so that's all for this one. I'll do some more filming on that Bush Ranger for you all, and you know, I've got a whole bunch of other videos coming too, all these reviews and stuff that I've filmed but I've just not had time to edit and post, because yeah, I've had too much going on, man. But what can you do, right? Cross each bridge as you come to it. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and you know, where this whole situation takes us. There's certainly a lot that's going to have to be done to, you know, change bills around and so on, because, you know, there's a lot of expenses that people are still expecting me to pay, and there's no income coming in to pay it. And hopefully the government introduces something that can actually benefit people like me, because I wasn't eligible for the current JobKeeper and JobSeeker payments that they've got, because I don't have enough of a history. I've only recently been, you know, taxable and everything, so you know, for those payments you need to actually have a history of that taxing and so on, and because I don't, I'm not eligible. Doesn't mean I'm not paying tax and I'm not, you know, still contributing. Just means they're not having to give me anything, which typical, but you know, not fun. Anyhow, tell us what you think. Tell us what you think of that Bush Ranger. Today wasn't pretty jobs, but you know, it was just get them done as fast as possible, and that's, I think, what's going to happen on the 16th of September or so, when we actually are allowed to open again. It's just going to be get everything down and keep going, and we can worry about neatening them up afterwards, you know, later on. Anyhow, peace in the Middle East. Don't eat bats, don't bash people up in the streets. Chuck us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.